Hi, Shell Shaw Knight from the Bistro in Valdosta, Georgia. And no, I have not been crying. I've been peeling onions. We're about to demonstrate the traditional, classic French onion soup. Got about a dozen onions here. I already got peeled up. If you're going to make a smaller batch for your family, I would say probably about 1 onion for every 1 to 2 people in your family. So if you got a family of 4, 2, maybe 3 onions will get you a nice batch of French onion soup. It's a very simple soup. It has very few ingredients. Basically, you need some onions, you need some dry thyme leaves, and you're going to need some kind of beef base. That, a little bit of oil, and some water. That's it. So, with nothing else to do, let's start cutting up some onions. The key to French onion soup is when you're cutting your onions, you're going to make sure you cut your onion bands nice and thick. You don't want to cut them too thin. You want them at least 1 inch thick. Like that. Those onions are going to be cooking off of that water for a while. And you don't want them to break down, get soggy. And you want to make sure when your soup is done, you still got a nice onion product in that soup that people can bite into and enjoy. Outside of that, everything else is a piece of cake. Very simple recipe. One of my favorite soups. It's one of the first soups I learned how to make back in the early 90s when I was cooking at a bistro in Germantown, Maryland called Reggie's. Very good soup. It's great on a cold day. Top it off with crusty bread, some cheese, whether it's provolone, mozzarella, or Swiss, however you go. It's good stuff. So out of an onion half, you shouldn't get more than 3 bands. 3 bands is the thickness you want. Turn my pot up. Go ahead and add my oil. With the oil, you want a nice layer on the bottom of your pan for your oil. You don't want your heat up too high because you're not frying your onions. Basically, you're going to soften them up and caramelize them in your pan with your oil. You're going to add your thyme while they're caramelizing. Let those flavors kick in. We're going to deglaze the pan with some sherry wine. Then we're going to add our water and our beef base. And we're just going to let that cook off for a while. That's that. We're going to go ahead and turn this towards the pot here. We got cooking on or heating up with the oil. See if you can see that pot there. There's our pot. Okay. Go ahead and add my onions. I'm going to cook those down. View of that there. There we go. And we're just going to cook those down. It's going to take a few minutes. Probably going to take the better part of 12 to 15 minutes to get them to a nice softness to what we want them. Meantime, we can go ahead and add our thyme. While you don't want to add too much, you definitely don't want to add too little thyme. Thyme is a real big part of the flavor of the soup. And if your seasoning looks like that on your onions, you're doing pretty good. Just like that. I'm gonna let that cook down. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and clean up my workstation here. My soapy bleach water, I keep handy. Clean it 7 times on my cutting board whenever I'm done. And clean my knives. Alright, in the meantime, I gotta make up some Cajun seasoning, so let me go ahead and do that. I'm not going to give you the ingredients to my Cajun seasoning. Don't even ask. to our onions here. Alright. Now, if you'll see, onions here are starting to get nice and soft. That's how you want them, soft and kind of wilting a little bit. Yeah, just like that. That's looking good. We'll go ahead and add our sherry wine. And I'm going to need more sherry than that. So you get to come with me to the office. Grab some sherry wine. Okay, where is, here we go, cream sherry. Don't tell anyone I took you inside the office. I'll get in trouble. View. Go ahead and add our sherry wine. Let that cook in for a few minutes. And we can add our water and our beef paste. And then that soup is basically done. It's smelling good. I love the smell of sherry when it cooks. Okay, now that the wine has had a chance to cook down, deglaze the bottom of the pan, and I'm pretty sure all the alcohol is cooked out by now. We'll go ahead and we're going to add our water. And our beef base. Now the beef paste you add is, well, you know, it's really kind of a personal thing, but you always want to start small and then add onto that. You don't want to start with a large amount or you're going to wind up in a really salty soup. I've been doing this so long I can't even remember what the measurement is, to tell you the truth. But I can tell you, once you add your beef paste, you want a nice dark brown color to your soup. And there's nothing wrong with putting a spoon inside your soup and tasting your broth to make sure that you got the flavor right where you want it. You're not going to taste your onions or your sherry or your thyme immediately. But basically, when you're testing it this early, you're testing for saltiness. You want to make sure that you're not over salting your soup. You want to get that nice beef flavor. And you know, once the other flavors start blending together, it'll be perfect. You can't control that. It'll happen. And that's it right there. We're going to bring it to a boil. We're going to reduce the heat. We're going to let it simmer probably for about good 35, 45 minutes. And then we're going to have French onion soup. Thank you for joining me. I'm Chef Sean Knight from the Bistro in Valdosta, and thank you again.